I know you're not happy. I know you're not happy with how the internet is, or YouTube in this case, is headed. A lot of us really have a blind spot for how YouTube used to be back then. And I feel like a lot of us can agree that stuff back then used to be great. And there is a reason why it used to be great. It's because we did things for the fun of it. The only thing you have is a bunch of people doing content for the numbers, not for the enjoyment part of it. No, they don't enjoy what they're doing. They use the same thumbnail, the same words, the same characteristics, false personalities, and overall, they don't have fun anymore. They just want a quick attention and get their money and leave. Well, which is kind of respectable at first, but in reality, you're just setting a bad example of how people should take the internet. Now, all of a sudden, you have this influx, with a lot of the problems being from Mr. Beast, in my opinion, providing these AI thumbnails. Then all of a sudden, now these companies with AI are just overall just pushing these things that don't bring any creativeness. They just make you numb. They make you numb so much that you don't have any type of creativity at all. You don't even try to even be creative now. You never do. Now all of a sudden you're doom scrolling on Instagram or TikTok and you're wasting, or shorts, and you're wasting your potential on something that never should be in your calendar. We as humans have a brain capable of so many things. It's actually horrifying to think of. We are creatures who socialize, and now you have motherfuckers out here faking their personalities, being somebody they're not, or just for the sake of having attention. We're in an era where change is viewed as a bad thing, a flawed thing, where if you try to better yourself or you try to do something different and being productive with yourself, you look like a weirdo. And there's a lot of us who can agree that mainly when you start to do something, they're like, where's the job? You don't have a job? Why don't you just try to get a job, bro? That shit corny. Who cares? If we want change, we must go back to how the things used to be. And here's the problem with that. We can never go back. A lot of us do want to go back to how YouTube or the internet used to be back then. We all miss the era when you could say something and you wouldn't have a bunch of people going at you for it. We miss those days. We can all agree that those days were primary, because at that moment we never took the time to realize that that was the best time of the internet. Now all of a sudden you have these fake people, fake personalities, fake thumbnails. We have people, small creators like me, for example, or if you're doing content, you know exactly what I mean. People are using the same formats, everything, like I've said, and small creators like you or me are being outshined with low attention spans. And these low attention spans, I have figured out, come from the short form media platforms that provide no benefit for you. And we all get pulled in because it's actually addictive. And unfortunately, that's where most of our information comes from, which is a big problem. A lot of us do want to go back to how the internet used to be. And the problem is we cannot go back. The only way we can go back is to rebuild what we once had. By that I mean we have to stop using the same thumbnails, the same wording, the same everything. Stop faking who you are. Be somebody who you want to be. Stop putting on an act. And I feel like a lot of things that we do understand, or I feel like a lot of things that we can agree with, is that politics has infested all of our daily lives now, and it was never like that. Politics has taken such a grand stand on the internet now. It's like you can't escape it. I got dragged into it, and I suggest that you don't get dragged in too much into politics, because that is actually a wormhole or a black hole that has no light but just darkness. And once you get pulled into it, you can never leave. You're gonna get sucked into that black hole and never have the chance to escape. That's unfortunately the internet that we live now. We are surrounded by people claiming to do something right. People who think that they're doing the right thing, when in reality they're just sitting on their ass, sitting in the chair, just speaking words, not doing anything for change, just spouting the same information at you, thinking that something will change. And no, nothing will change. And we have to stop thinking like this. We have to start being somebody. You, my dear listener or viewer, you have to start being somebody, because if you're not somebody, then what are you? I know a lot of people, it's hard for you to quit. Your attention spans have been probably ruined. You have been following trends like you follow a bus when you're late to it. You don't need to follow these things. I know it's hard for you to do. Maybe stop, put down the phone, go outside, put down the phone, go outside. I know that's very hard for us to do. Your life has been put such in a light that you always have to be on social media to post about what you're doing, post about the things you do, stuff you're doing, stuff you want to do. It's human nature to crave attention, but I feel like at this point we're craving way too much of it, and I feel like we have to stop this whole contradiction of words, this whole contradiction of people we claim to be, but we're really not. It even goes to people in person. We know that you're putting up an act, and if you are putting up an act, you will get tired of it. And if you continue this act of being someone you're not, you're gonna eventually burn yourself out, and people will no longer be with you, because the person they thought you were is no longer here, because they never existed in the first place. We have to rebuild what we want. If we truly want change, a lot of us wanted 2026 to be the new 2016, but a lot of people are still bringing it down. We feel like this, since 2020, politics have infected the internet so much that even if you said one thing, your whole career would be put down the drain. Even afterwards, since social change has started, we are still infecting our content with politics. And I feel like we should stop that, because there is no reason to make stuff all about politics. It drains the head. It makes you burnt out about the things you do and the things you cannot do. And if we really want stuff to go back, we want the internet to go back, and the only reason why we can't replicate these things ourselves is because we are no longer happy in the things we watch and the things we create. We create things for the attention now, and of course something needs to get attention to be noticed, but I feel like you're pushing a line if your only point is to be noticed. A lot of us are creative. We have minds. We create, we draw, we say, we do random things because our brains are manufactured in a way that we can make anything. And now that anything has to be restrictive of how we think. This generation clowns on you for changing, wanting to do something no one else wants to do because themselves are scared to do it. And if we don't do anything about this, we will continue down a path where we make content like cable TV. At this point, Mr. Beast should just be cable TV, because that's all it is. A lot of content creators are pretty much reality TV shows with a script, but they're telling you that there is no script. Stop following the views. Stop using the numbers. If you want to make content, do it in your own way. Find some tutorials, but don't copy the tutorial. Learn something from the tutorial. That's how I started. My channel used to have a lot of videos, and I fell for the trick of using certain thumbnails, certain wording that you all see all the time, and eventually we get tired of watching these videos, and then we move on to what's trendy. And after something is trendy, it dies down. So if your content was made on something that's trendy, your channel is bound to die. We have to stop following this trend style. Become our own, even if people do hate us. If people start clowning on you, people start hating on you for trying to change yourself into a better person, don't listen to them. Let them rot in the decay that is doom scrolling, and do your own thing. Write your own book. Do something. Because now doing something is considered bad. A lot of us fall in this one mind game where we feel like, we can be somebody. And yes, we can be somebody. If you really put your mind into whatever you want to do, you can do it. Obviously, it won't be all of a sudden. It takes time to do the things you want to do. And if those things don't turn out the way you want them to, pass on that information to others. Help others try to achieve the goal you couldn't achieve, and you try something else. A lot of us want change. For me, for example, I doom scrolled like hell. I was never productive. I had a bunch of ideas in my head that never got written because I was too busy looking at reels. And if you really want to follow in my footsteps, leave short-term media like Instagram, TikTok, whatever. If you want change, you must leave these platforms. And I know that's kind of hard for you because that's part of your own doing. You know, you're so used to going on these apps, seeing what everybody else is doing, scrolling for hours, not retaining one piece of information. And I know it's hard to stop. And if you're scared of quitting, since if you quit, what are you really losing? You won't be falling on the trends? Oh no, you won't be falling on trends. So then people won't look at you the same way, and people will think you're lame, or people will think that you're not worth their time. And I say fuck them, because those people don't want you to be your own self. They want you to understand their own doing for them to accept you. If that makes sense. I myself quit short-term media a long time ago. I'm currently 16 days in as I'm recording this audio. I can tell you my life has gotten a little bit better. You know, I'm not always productive, of course. I still use YouTube, which is a platform we should prioritize and changing first, because no one else wants to change it. A lot of us don't know how to change it, and a lot of us want to revert back to what we had, and we cannot do that because it's gone. It's already been written. You cannot erase ink, you can only destroy it, and it's bad to destroy history because history can't repeat itself. So I'm asking you, if you want to do something productive, don't follow the trends. Be yourself. And if people don't like how you are, then stop caring. Ignore them. Don't watch them. Don't listen to them. And do your own thing. This is so easy to understand. People want to make this into a whole fuss about how we should try to do new things, when I say no, do your own things. But the moment you start changing yourself over a trend, then that's a problem. What was a trend that I've seen myself die is matcha. I know it's random, but trust me, it makes sense. All over my campus, I saw people drinking it like it was some sort of crack, like it was addictive. And the moment it died down, you saw nobody drinking it anymore. I wonder why. Because they never cared about it in the first place. If you really loved it, you would have gone out of your way to buy it yourself, make it yourself. I know it's expensive, but since you want to waste your damn money and other people making it for you, you might as well make it your own damn self, but you don't want to, because that's not the way to do it. That is not the trend's way, and you're following something just for the attention. There are conflicting sides to this. There's something you want to do for attention and something you just do for the enjoyment. Games, for example. If there's a trendy game, obviously people will play it because people will enjoy it. But if you force yourself to play a game you don't like and to play with other people this game that you don't enjoy, you're putting yourself in a chokehold, a peer pressure chokehold. You don't enjoy what other people are doing, so why are you doing it anyway? Why are you doing it? These people don't bring anything. They don't bring benefits to you. They don't do anything for you. They just want you to be like them because they don't know who they are. Make content for the fun of it. Stop chasing viewers who don't care about you. They just want to see the content. Build a community. Make a community strive, which is exactly what I'm trying to do. And if you do enjoy this video, try to do the things I'm telling you to do. Start being yourself. Don't be someone you're not. And because these people want you to fail, people who don't want you to change want to stoop you at their own level. People who hate on you don't want you to succeed because they themselves cannot succeed because they don't know how to succeed. There's really nothing you can do to change people who don't want to be changed. Stop doom scrolling. Get off the app. What does it have to offer you other than entertainment? Short-term entertainment. What does it have to offer you? You have friends on there? Get them to get their number. Tell them, hey, I don't want to do this no more. Here's my number, you want to chat. I'm gonna tell you a little thing. When I was doom scrolling on Instagram all the damn time, I had a lot of people who knew me. But once I started quitting it, I left my number. And out of more than 100 people who knew me, only 7 took their damn time to ask me for it. It makes you question, who is really your friend? Who's using you? Because the moment you want to quit, no one's gonna be there for you because they don't know how to deal with change. Put down the phone if you need to. Take a break, go have a walk outside, collect something, listen to music. Not trendy music. Listen to music you like. To my fellow content creators barely starting, the ones that are making content right now, or want to make content right now, please don't be trendy. Do your own thing. I don't know how many times I've repeated this one sentence, but I have to keep saying it because our attention spans are fried to hell. They're fried. And the only way to stop it is for us to put the phone down and start writing and start thinking. Don't let an AI tell you what to think. Don't talk to the AI. It's programmed to respond in the way you like. Write down your own ideas and improvise on them. And if they're not good, write down why wasn't it good. That is the only way we can do this. Be your own support. Be your own critic. Be your own you. Be yourself. Don't change yourself for somebody because you won't recognize them down the line, and they won't recognize you at all down the line either. Take care of yourselves. Be yourself, and don't follow people who don't want you to succeed.